This is Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and I am so glad to have you here. All right, so today I'm going to do a update on my income from Kindle Direct Publishing and actually Amazon merch as well, and show you kind of what I've made from January to November, including my advertising costs and some screenshots from my advertising. So if this is your first time with me, I'm Ashley with Publish with Ashley, and please like and subscribe to my channel because that really helps me and I appreciate it. But what we talk about here is how to make money online, and specifically, I make a lot of my money through Amazon and Amazon Kindle Direct Publishing, doing low content books, things like notebooks, activity books, devotionals, journals, things like that. That's what I tend to do mostly. I do a lot of kids' activity books too because I have 4 girls. So if you're interested in that, like I said, please subscribe to my YouTube channel or watch me on Facebook so that you can get all the updates. All right. So, good morning to my Josie Kirsana. Sorry. But good morning. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being here. And I'm going to show you what I've made first. But don't drop off right after I've showed you my income because I actually have a cool bonus niche. I was looking at niches last night, and so I have something that I kind of found that I thought was a really good idea, especially knowing the demographics of what's happening in the world lately and things like that. So thanks. Cures, right? Cure. Yeah, that sounds better. I'm better at that. All right, so let me go and share my screen. Give me a second here. To stream. Okay, so this is from January until November. And so it doesn't include December sales, which December sales are always like 3 times they 3 to 4 times what I normally make, or sometimes at least 2 times, usually 3 times what I make in November. So you can kind of see I've made $29,741.28. And I know, hey Bailey, and I know some of you are really concerned about ads. Like, how much did you spend on ads to make that much? I actually am very conservative on my ads and I spend very little. So let me go and find that screen real quick to add that. Here it is. Okay, so here is from my ads dashboard. You can see that my ACOS, I keep my ACOS very low, 10%. For the whole year, that's my average. Obviously, some days are higher, some days are lower, but overall, I have an average of 10% ACOS. So that means generally my break-even ACOS is 28 to 35, 36%. It just kind of depends on the book and how much profit you make on each book. But that's kind of my range. But you can see that I'm well below that range. So 10% is pretty good. I don't know too many people who run their ACOS that low, but I am really big on manual ads. I do run automatic ads, but I am really big on running product and manual ads because I think those are my most, they're definitely my most profitable by far. Okay, so and I spent $1,715.85. So out of the 29,000, it was 27,000. I actually have a roll up of everything here in a second. So I wanted to show you that I also do merch by Amazon, which I have to admit, books are more my thing than t-shirts. But if you haven't heard merch by Amazon, that is another great way to start making money online for free, right? KDP is free. Kindle Direct Publishing, Amazon, it's free to start. There are some tools that can make things go faster. And I actually do recommend spending some money on buying and purchasing graphics. I know a lot of people want to start completely for free, but I think if you have like a $20, $30 a month budget for graphics, that is useful. And you don't need to do that all the time, just when you're actually actively creating books. So let me see. Let me go with merch. And I'll put that up and let's see. So I sold 1,078 shirts or t-shirts. There's a few pop sockets, but most of my stuff tends to be t-shirts, a few hoodies and things. But I made, if you can see it in red, $5,140 $47. I do also advertising on this. T-shirts do tend to be a more expensive advertising cost, but I spent about $1,100 on ads. I basically limit to $100 a month on my advertising for T-shirts, and so definitely profitable. If I've spent 1,100 and I made 5,147. So a roll up of all of that is 32. So if you subtract all my advertising costs from my total income is $32,073.13. So I think that's really awesome. And because what I love about this business, I know that's pretty much a full-time income for a lot of people, and that is great. I actually use this. It's one of my mini businesses. I actually have two other businesses I run. I have 4 kids. I'm also a reservist in the Air Force, and I work as an electrical engineer. And so I don't spend a huge amount of time on KDP. I spend what I can because I love it. I love the idea of being able to create books that I've made and actually like a few years ago and continue to sell. One of my a notebook I made 2-3 years ago, I sold $500 worth of products this month. So $500 in royalty is what I got this month for that particular book. And I made it a few years ago. It's a really niche specific thing. And that's actually one of the biggest things I wanted you guys to get from this is that you really have to, I think, niche down and understand your audience, understand who you're making the products for, and creating a great product for them. Now, quality, I know, is very relative because quality means that the person interested in that niche or thing is willing to part with their money. Okay. So you can see notebooks on there that are terrible, you think are terrible, but obviously someone is willing to part for their money for that. But you've got to understand why that person is. So you can't just look at what's best selling out there and just recreate what's best selling. You've got to do a little bit more deep dive into each category, niche, and kind of understand it. I think understanding your audience is definitely one of the most important things to make money. But this is a great business because you can do it whenever. Like I sometimes will at 2 a.m. be uploading a book or creating a cover. Right now, I've been creating some new kind of books to test out, and I had a week to work on them, and then there was Thanksgiving, and then I'm back on doing other things, and then my 4 kids and everyone's sick, and yeah, so I haven't really got to do much lately, but that's okay because KDP and merch still bring me money every single day, and I think that's great. Okay, I can stop sharing this now. Well, actually, I want to show you the niche. Okay, so all that. So if you guys think that's cool, definitely please like, subscribe to my channel. You guys watching obviously probably do that, but I wanted to also show you a niche, okay? Because I think this was really cool. Let me find it. Do I get the right one? Okay, yeah. I have the right one up here. And what I did is I was looking last night. I don't remember what I was looking, but I kind of stumbled upon it's, let me scroll down. It's retirement, like retirement gifts, retirement bucket list, retirement coloring books, retirement puzzles, puzzles for your retirement, activity books for your retirement. Like a lot of, now, if you think about the demographics, so this is kind of where understanding your audience goes to. Your audience, there's going to be a ton of the baby boomer generation retiring and retiring more and more. And then there's a lot of people who, want to get out and do an online business and retire from their day job, right? So there's a lot of gift giving at retirement ceremonies or retirement parties. People just maybe want to hand someone something. But there's a whole wave of people, that baby boomer generation who is retiring like crazy. In my office at work, I've had, in the past 2 weeks, there has been 3 retirement ceremonies. So retirement's a big thing. It's kind of happening. And so this is an audience maybe you can relate to, maybe not, but it's definitely something, at least if you want to have an online business, you can aspire to, right? You want to get out of your day job and you can understand and have those feelings. So I was looking at this one's retirement bucket list, and it's pretty kind of fun. There are some high content books definitely in the retirement area. as far as, 101 things to do when you retire, or sorry, my computer is thinking. But one of these I was trying to show you was let me go down here. Maybe it's still thinking. I think it actually did something funny. Let me go back. All right, well, we'll try over here. All right, so this is the bucket list. This is retirement gift book. And so you can make notebooks. This is kind of a pretty book. It's a sponsored ad, but it still has 200. They're selling it for $7.89. So there's definitely room in there for a notebook to make money with the advertising at a price point. When your price point is $7.89, there's definitely room. And that's 287. So it's selling. And there's a few, like these are the high content books, 100 fun things to do in retirement. And here's where I was kind of thinking, if you combine that, like come up with 101 fun things to do in your retirement, look at some other people's books, look on Pinterest, look on Google, make your own list that sounds fun for you. Maybe you focus that 101 fun things to do for an outdoor enthusiast, right? Or a lot of people, when they like to travel. So 101 place to travel to when you retire, in the US, in your state. There's a lot of ways to niche down and really make it something special. Like I got for my husband a travel book to the upper UP, so Upper Michigan, because he wants to travel up there. So I got him a gift book, right? So it's not just me. And then you put your bucket list, you put like 101 fun things to do, and then the bucket list of the things they've accomplished or want to accomplish or add themselves, right? Okay, so this is one I wanted to scroll down and show you because I thought I've done these. I love to do things that are different and unique. This is color. It's hardcover. This is definitely done by a publishing company because it's hardcover and color, and the $14.95 price point is hard to do in color and hardcover through KDP. But you could do it through color and create a book that says retirement is a full-time job and you're the boss, right? So that's their tagline for this particular book. It's selling really well, 59,928. And you could just have funny pictures of dogs and then like clever sayings, that sort of thing, and do color pictures. And you just find this is actually pictures of that are commercially used for like Pixabay and things like that. There are a lot of pictures of dogs and cats and various things that you can get for free. You just have to make sure that they're for commercial use and that you can use them, but do make sure of that. Do the reverse Google image search or go outside and go to a park and take some pictures of dogs or things. But there's a lot of things you can do for this, that you can take pictures or get pictures for cheap, and you just have to kind of find 20 or 30 sayings. You could actually do it a page for the saying and a page for the picture. So really you only need to come up with 40 pages, and one of those is a saying and one of those is the picture. So it's only 20 pictures, 20 sayings that go with that funny picture, right? So I've done these in the past. They do sell, especially at Christmas time. Mine that I've done are starting to sell. Not in the retirement niche, but it is a really good niche, I think. Okay, let's see what else. There's just some notebooks. There's ways to add value, and you've just got to understand your audience. Let's see if the bucket list one is working or if Amazon's not doing it today. It's just not going to load this page today. But it had various types of bucket lists, and there were a few that were selling really well. Not a ton, but a few. And I think that's something you can make pretty easily. And like I said, this one right here, this Ultimate Retirement Bucket List, this is a high content book, but honestly, they put a lot into it. And if I got this book, I wouldn't probably read it. So you can make something like this that has a lot less pages to read that would be interesting, and people would actually use it rather than there was a lot in here that I was like, this would be boring to read. And there's a lot of people out there who, when they retire, don't want to read like long, boring things. So yeah, you can do that. And there's a few others that are selling well. But yeah, so this retirement niche, like I said, you can think creatively. Retirement coloring books, there were a few that were selling really well. If you can definitely mix in the funny or snarky or sarcastic with retirement. Those seem to sell really well. Or you could even have the anti-retirement bucket list, right? I never want to retire. You can always try the opposite of what's selling and see if you appeal to that kind of anti-movement demographic who's like, no, I don't want to retire ever, right? So there's kind of an audience for everything. Anyway, let's see. Who do we have? I'll stop sharing. You guys can ask questions. Hello, Dina from Belgium. Wow, that's cool. Have I been to Belgium? I don't remember. I think I drove through it. But I lived in England for a while, so I went to a lot of places in Europe because it was great to travel. But anyone have any questions for me? Anything about income or anything about just anything with KDP? I am happy to answer your guys' questions. Now I always feel like I have to fill the silence of you guys typing furiously. Let's see, other things that are going on. Next week, I'll be doing another live. If you have any suggestions or questions, I can definitely do that. I had a question about how to make interiors, and so I made a video on Monday for someone who wanted to know that. I also had a request to show a little bit how to fill out an ad. I'm going to do that, but not live because I have to blur out some stuff. So I can't do it well live. So I was going to make that another video. So how to fill out an ad and kind of walk you through the process of a manual ad. Because like I said, manual ads, automatic ads are pretty easy. If you just kind of click some buttons, you'll figure that out. But I know the manual ads are a little bit confusing for people. Yes, someone in Facebook says they just have to get started. That is so true. And you know what? Here's something I want to tell you, because I have been having problems lately with, like I said, my kids have been sick. I've been really busy with my work job, and then my other two businesses. Fall is crazy. And I was feeling I'm really behind from last year. I'm really behind from last year, but that's okay. And I've kind of, what I decided to do for myself is to just set a daily goal. And so I'm creating these books, like I said. And so yesterday I decided that I will make progress if I set a daily goal, and it's got to be a small goal, because something that takes 15, 20 minutes, that way that at least every single day I'm advancing a book, my business, 15 to 20 minutes. So I've decided to make a page a day. These are books I actually have to design every single page individually because it's in color. And so I decided I'm going to do a page a day until I'm done. And then once I'm less busy, I can work on, and focus. But that way, at least every single day, I'm moving my business forward. Even if it's just something small that only takes 10 to 15 minutes, that's what I need to do. And it does help. It in those times where you're really busy, you still feel like you're accomplishing something. And I think that's really valuable to pat yourself on the back when you are accomplishing something, because even a small step forward is still a step forward. And I think we're kind of too hard on ourselves. So just don't stress about, the perfect niche or the perfect anything. Just start. If you're having that, I don't know what to do, I don't know what to make a book for yourself. For your first book, honestly, make a notebook or something you will use yourself. And then that way, when you order it and get it, you're going to be so excited. It doesn't matter if nobody else buys it. You bought it and you're going to use it. And so it's a success, right? Don't stress about it. Just pick something and start making it. And it's okay if the first one isn't good, because guess what? My first few were terrible. Actually, the first 30 or 40 were terrible, and they were slow and painful. But you've just got to kind of get past that. And then once you do, it starts to become fun. And I do love creating books. All right. I'm glad that was a good idea for you. Anyone else have questions? If not, I'm going to go, and I will see you all next week. Like I said, next Monday, I think I will have a video out on ads, on how to do a manual ad and kind of walk you through that process. That'll be not live, but I'll have a live on Wednesday. Okay, Bailey had another question. Other than Amazon and Etsy, are there other pod businesses you're doing or that you've tried to generate income? Okay, so here's something I would definitely suggest. Get one going and then work on something else. Um, they can, if you can mix them together, then that's the better. So I have a few KDP products that I put on KDP and I put on Etsy. But all I have to do is make a slightly different version. So I'm just taking what I have and I'm making it into an Etsy digital download. So it takes me probably 10-15 minutes to modify it and to put it on Etsy. So I think that's a worthwhile thing. If you're going to take something and make several together, but otherwise focus on one or two at a time. If you get more than that, it's going to be hard. I do have a friend who's doing, or a few friends who are doing Shine On, and they are doing awesome. The caveat with Shine On is you really, through Etsy and through the Shine On store, which is jewelry. If you haven't, they have beautiful jewelry. So that's something that's really cool. You don't like make the jewelry, you make the card behind the jewelry. So, if it was a special heart necklace, you make something pretty that says, this is my love for my daughter, and then a pretty graphic or something. But the caveat with Shine On is really you have to understand how to do ads through Facebook or Google or both. People who are really succeeding in that are really doing ads or some other traffic. Maybe they have a popular YouTube channel or something like that, and then they're selling it as an add-on. But you've got to get your own audience to the platform. The nice thing about Amazon is there's a lot of people on the platform already, and that's kind of the advantage of doing KDP and merch, that there's just a lot of people already on there buying. Other print-on-demand businesses, you can do T-shirts through Pod. I did set up my own print-on-demand T-shirt shop on Shopify, but I was not the best at Google Ads. I will admit it. So my Shopify store did not do so well. And Facebook ads, I'm so on. But I probably could have tried harder on my Shopify store. So if you're willing to bring traffic, you can do anything. My next year's, what I'm going to do is I'm actually doing an affiliate website, and I'm going to put other people's products and my own KDP and merch t-shirt products into my affiliate website. So I'm going to kind of advertise other people's stuff and then my stuff as well. So this is a new venture for me. I've never done an affiliate website before. So I will kind of share my process next year as I go along with you all, because what I think is super cool about that idea is Amazon loves when you bring your own traffic. And so the niche I'm doing is really, I love it. Like it's something I'm passionate about, happy about, excited about, and I do. So I'm going to take a lot of pictures, and Amazon and Google and a lot of the search engines really like unique pictures. So I'm excited about this, but it is a learning process for me. I have no idea how to do an affiliate website, but I have a training course that's going to walk me through it. But I will share my progress with you guys and see, because I think it's really cool to combine that whole idea of an affiliate and then your other people's products and then your own products and boost them as well, so that they get a higher search, a BSR, right? Because if you're taking outside traffic and pushing it to Amazon, Amazon will reward that effort, right? So if I'm pushing stuff to my products through an affiliate link, Amazon's going to see that, oh, outside traffic really likes these products, and they're going to boost them as well, because it's in their best interest, right? If people are outside or coming to purchase on their platform, they're excited about that and want to boost those products. Okay, let's see. How often do you have to upload new books? You know what? I have not done too many this year. I have a set of ones I do, and there was 10 in that set, and that's going to make me pretty much all my November Christmas money. So I would say they're seasonal. So I do seasonal. They're kind of devotional. I want to call it devotional. It's not the right word, but it's definitely something that's yearly. So I do have to update those every year, and there's about 10 of those. And then the rest I upload. I'm going to try next year with this new set of books that I want to create to do 2 to 3 a month, which I don't think probably, let's see, how long would that take me? So each book will take probably, because they're unique, and each page is unique, and it's a color thing. So I'm doing stuff through color. And I would say each one's going to take 10 hours. I think I'll get better. Right now, I'm probably at about 10 hours for the one I'm creating, and I think I'll get faster as I do this more. So, 30 hours a month is kind of what I'm going to put into it. And then maybe another hour to upload and stuff like that. So, 30 to 35 hours a month, which over a month isn't too bad. That's like an hour a day, right? So I think if you find something that you like and are interested in, you put like an hour a day into it, you can actually really do well. That's like I said, I don't spend a huge amount of time in Amazon Kindle. I do spend some time, but I don't spend probably as much. And the results show there are people who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars, but they also spend 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day working on this. And I don't. I'm a one-woman show. I make everything myself. I upload everything myself. I don't have any helpers. And I do it when I can. So it's probably 30 hours a week. Or a week, I'm sorry, 30 hours a month. So I think that's pretty good. Anyway, let's see. Any copyright issue using quotes? Anything before, let's see, what's the copyright? 1912? What are we up to? You can look it up on Google. I think anything said before 1912, maybe it's 1911. Look up when anything in the U.S. was said to be copyright free, but any quote before anything in the 1800s. I found a niche that there's a famous author, and he has a ton of quotes, and he died in like 1810 or something. So I use a lot of his quotes, and there's no problem. The otherwise, take quotes and just make them your own. You can change a few words out. You can change an idea. Just change up the wording, and then you can use the quote yourself, right? So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll look on Pinterest and see a quote I like, and then I'll see how I can change that quote to make it my own. And it's not like just changing 1 or 2 words. It's like rearranging the order of the sentence and changing some words, which sounds hard, but after a while it becomes easier because you get the hang of it, right? So at first it's a little daunting, but once you start doing it, you just kind of look and go, oh, I can do that. I can change that. And some I can't figure out how to change. And so I just move to a different quote. Hearing about people getting terminated because makes me realize I need to diversify. I'm also looking for a good printables course to start while continuing KDP. Any suggestions? What's Kate's last name? Kate has Kate. I would have to find that. I will have to find that for you, Bailey. Kate does a good one. I really like her printable. I just don't remember her last name off the top of my head. She does KDP and Etsy, and it's like the Monster printable packet or something from Kate. Gosh, what is Kate's last name? Anyway, she does a really good one. Let's see, who else? Actually, she's the one I like the most. I think Merch Momentum also has one for printables, and theirs is like a idea guide, but it's pretty good as well. Etsy stores in general, I think, oh my gosh, what's her name? I follow her, and I have her course. She has an awesome digital Etsy store course, which includes printables, and she has a ton of ideas. I'll have to find her name too. So I'll have to post that in the Facebook group. Are you in my Facebook group, Bailey? So if not, I will post those printable stuff in my Facebook group. I just don't remember all their names off the top of their heads or my head. Kate Riley. Oh, see, Dina knew. Kate Riley, that's it. She does an awesome printables and core. I don't know, does she have a course? I guess I bought her Momentum packet, and it's kind of a course, honestly. It's like a course through PDF. And so it was pretty inexpensive, but I liked it through PDF because it was easy to read and follow. So I really enjoyed that, and it was pretty good, I thought. But yeah, that diversifying is good. And I think if you think in a line, what can I put on KDP that I can also change just a bit and put on Etsy. And I think that actually will be your best way to do it, in the sense of not wasting effort, not doing something completely different. Do something on KDP and then change it up to put it on Etsy. And then you can have 2 stores. And then once you get that kind of running, you could make different things for KDP and create a totally different Etsy store in a different niche, because Etsy likes niche markets. I know on Etsy, one of the big kind of printable niche markets is preparing for end of life. So like all the all the paperwork and all the things people need when someone dies, which I know is kind of a morbid topic, but there's the funeral announcements, there's the invites, there's all the preparatory stuff. And the preparatory stuff, you could definitely create a KDP product, and you could definitely create an Etsy product. And I think that's a really big one I know lately that doesn't have a huge amount of competition. I've been thinking about doing it, but I don't have time, at least yet. All right. So that's kind of it. That's all I have. Thank you guys for being here. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. I'll give it just another second to see if there's any more questions. My voice is running out because I had that terrible cold my kids had. I'm better, but you have the cold forever, I think. Do you do different things for KDP and Etsy? Why do you need to do? Why do you need to make it slightly different? Okay, the reason is they're going to print it out, and so you have to change up the pages a little bit. How I do it is like my cover for I cut it in half, so it's just the pretty front part of the cover, and I put that on a page by itself, and then I make sure there's a blank page behind that, so that they can take that page and put it in like a 3-ring binder. So they print the cover, and it goes like in the in the first part of a 3-ring binder. I'm like pushing it in, to the graphic. And then you just want to make sure the pages will print correctly for a 3-ring binder. So think of it that way. And that's really all you need to change up. You also, if you're doing on Etsy, you need to make sure that your graphics can go to Etsy without a problem. Through Creative Fabrica, if you do the pod, if you buy the pod ones, then print on demand, POD ones, then you're fine. So that's something you need to kind of make sure as you make it. I also do, when I do a lot of Etsy stuff, it ends up being a lot of what I want to call lines and boxes. I end up creating like the pages myself, the lines myself, the boxes myself. And then I just find a few like POD graphics to throw in the corner or to make it special. It's because they're going to print that black and white. As far as usually what I do for Etsy, it tends to be a black and white printable. So graphics are, it's to make it like embellish it, but not necessarily to overwhelm. So you just got to make sure when you create your graphics or buy your graphics, you're buying the ones that you can use on Etsy as well. So that's something like you just got to think about when you're doing it. Okay. Thank you, Christine. I will go rest now. I will go drink some things so that I'm not sounding like a frog. All right. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you all live next week, and look for on Monday my upload. All right. Thanks so much. Bye.